Hello, friends. It's been a few days. My hair's back. It's just cool. Baseball hat was fun, but I will show you what I look like with the baseball hat when I have my big hair. I look like Carrot Top. So, although maybe backwards. No. Nope. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. Anyway, it has been a whirlwind of a week. And today I went back to the doctor. And it was frustrating. First of all, I'm not a fan of doctor's offices because I do not like to wait for 45 minutes for my appointment. If I was 45 minutes late to show up for class, I'd get in a lot of trouble. But I understand why it happens. They're forced to have so many appointments within the day. But I intentionally schedule morning appointments to avoid this, and it still happens. So I was annoyed, but I was meditating in the waiting room, so it's all right. I get in there, and, I have followed every single thing they told me to follow. I did it all. I did everything. I kept my foot up. I didn't go anywhere. I canceled everything, including a big party I was having at the house with all my friends. I was like, I did everything. She takes off the thing. She's like, oh, it looks the same. The infection's down. So that's good, but the wound itself looks the same. So she starts digging in it with a knife. And let me tell you, that was very unpleasant. They tell you that you forget the pain of childbirth. That is not true. You do remember the pain of childbirth, but babies are cute, so you're willing to put up with it. I will not forget the pain of this foot when she's digging in it with a knife. And then she puts on like the numbing gel after she's been digging around in there. It's like, lady, put that on first. I don't know anything about medicine, but shouldn't you put the numbing stuff on first? Anyway, it's very frustrated. I'm now in week 2 of a home hostage situation, or being restricted to barracks. That's what's going on now. I'm restricted to barracks. So, it sucks. It sucks. So I came home and I was having a ginormous pity party for myself, and I was just so upset because I had done everything. And I will tell you that in my lifetime, I've not always been compliant with what doctors tell me or what people tell me to do, but I was being compliant, and it was like, well, what the hell? I was compliant and it didn't make a difference, but it did because the infection went away. I've been taking my antibiotics and all these other stupid pills. I went from having 0 pills to having a million pills, most of which are vitamins. But it was frustrating. It was frustrating, and, a lot of tears, because I'm bored. I'm bored, but also, like, I'm a person who goes. I go. I love my mother, God rest her soul, but she spent the majority of her life sitting on a couch. And I decided a long time ago that I didn't want to be a person who sits on the couch and does nothing. I like adventures. I like to go out and do stuff. And I have yet to go for a hike this year. I haven't gone for... All right, I did go for one small, teeny tiny one, which I probably shouldn't have done, but that was a very special case because my friend was getting engaged and I was their photographer. And I was the only person who knew about it, and it wasn't very far. But that was before surgery. That was before everything. So back then I was walking as tolerated, so I tolerated really slow. So I did that one hike, but I haven't been able to go into nature. I haven't been able to be in nature, like even like park my car somewhere in nature and like get out, walk 2 feet and sit down somewhere. So I am not a home person. I like to be out and about. So the frustration is real. Having a pity party for myself. And made a little Facebook post, and people sent all kinds of light and love to me, and it just overwhelmed me with just good vibes and great energy, and and it was so happy. And then the mail came. I got a new journal, which is super cool. It's like silver and it's got jewels in it and whatever. Like, they're fake, but it's still really pretty. And my Cleveland Marshall School of Law shirt came, so that was exciting. So then I was, kind of in that, like you like have a temper tantrum and then you're like, "Grr," and then, like you kind of like peters out throughout the day. I was listening to very uplifting music while working, and I focused on work, and I didn't focus on my foot, even though it's an excruciating pain because she dug in it with a knife. I don't know, getting off dead skin and callus forming things or whatever the hell's going on. Part of the problem is I also can't see it. It's on the bottom of my foot, so I can't see what's going on down there, and I'm nosy and I want to be able to see it. So anyway, as the day went on and I listened, I put my foot up. I have been sitting in the chair doing work from the chair, you know, and then I teach an 8-year-old bagpipes. We did it through Zoom since I couldn't get to pipe practice tonight. And 8-year-olds have a lot of energy and the attention span of gnats, really. And we're just up 3 notes on the scale. So that was an experience. So after that, I watched some videos, but I did a lot of journaling tonight, and I actually sat on the porch, put my foot up on the railing, and watched our resident frog who's moved in. His name is Herb. And everybody else has heard him like croak, but he's never croaked for me. I'm like, you don't like me, you don't want to talk to me. And so I was like, Herb, why won't you talk to me? And then he started croaking. So I was very overjoyed, because today is Lunasa. For those of you who celebrate the Eightfold Wheel, Wiccans do that, which is celebrate the Eightfold Wheel. But in the Eightfold Wheel, there's 4 holidays that the ancient Celts celebrated in Lunasa, it's called Lammas in the Christian tradition. That's one of them, and it's always like the 1st of August, and it's about harvest and the harvest season beginning and everything. And you're supposed to eat bread, which on the keto diet, I don't get to eat bread. I had 1 slice of Dave's Killer Bread, seed bread. So I had that today. So I did, I burst out and had a piece of bread. So, so I did get to watch the sun come down. There wasn't a great sunset tonight, but I did get to watch it come down. So I did get to, it wasn't like being in nature, but I got to stare in my pond and it felt like nature. And, and I listened to more music and I journaled some more and, try to really find the root of the frustration. And, I think part of my personality is always being a person who pushes out light and love and stuff like that. That's really who I am. And I often forget to fill my own reserves, to let people pour in love. And I'm a little hesitant about that sort of thing. I'm more of a person who will, like the lady on the airplane who's like, make sure you put your mask on first before you put it on the child. I'll put it on the child first before I put it on myself. And I know you're not supposed to do that, because I know that you need to take care of yourself so that you can take care about other people around you. So I think perhaps Spirit is just telling me, like, listen, you need this time to take care of yourself. There's bigger things going on in your life. You're making this move to law school. You're sort of on a quest to be a better beacon of light in this world, so you have some work to do. So we got to sit you down and shut you up for a minute, hot minute, so you can get some stuff done before you go running wild into the into the world. But as a person who overthinks all of the time, like your thoughts wander to all these different things that are going on, to like things as a child. Like, I don't know why this has come up so much lately, but I was electrocuted as a child. I always say that's why I have such curly hair. But I was electrocuted when I was about 4 or 5. And I asked my brother about it the other night, because I don't, the only thing I remember, I had crawled under like a coffee table. And back in the olden days, Padawan, plugs used to be 2-prong. And they used to look like little squares of chocolate. And my mom had been given a box of chocolates, I don't know, by somebody. And I liked them. And I thought, oh, they dropped one, I'm going to go eat it. I was like 5, right? And I unplugged it from the wall and I stuck it in my mouth. And as my body was arcing, I thought my father ran in and through the room and picked me up. But my brother said that he had run into the room and hit me with a broom. And then my dad came running and took me. So, thanks, Paul, for saving my life. But I don't know why that has come up in my mind. I don't know why. Like, I have no idea why that has come up in my mind. But it has. And lately, just things about, like, my childhood and things that I went through. I didn't have a horrible childhood. You read stories about kids with horrible childhoods. Mine was not that way. But it definitely wasn't, I I don't know. I don't want to say anything bad about it because people have had it worse. So, my father worked a lot at the steel. He worked shift work, wasn't home a lot, because he did double, triple shifts because my mom worked when I was small, but then was a stay-at-home mom, and so we never really had money. So my dad worked all the time, and my mom drank until I was about 12. So, and she drank a lot, and it was difficult. So, I have I have different positive memories of being a child, but I cried a lot. And looking back now, I mean, I'm a sensitive person, but um, I was left to my own lonely devices. And so, I'm thinking about that. I'm like working through that. The Wiccan and the witch culture calls that shadow work, working through the things that make you are who you are today. And, thinking about, the relationships I have, from my I don't want to call it my past life because it's not my past life, it's my life. But from my childhood, um, the people I knew in school and the way people treated me in school and the way, I treated people when I got older and braver and, more sassy, like kind of all that's coming out that I'm having to deal with in my journal writing. And it's good, slightly terrifying, because you really do have to face yourself and face who you are and what you come from. Um, it's comforting to have friends from childhood, people who love and accept you for who you were back then, right? So I'm eternally grateful for my friend that I've had since I'm 4. But there are other people who I wasn't friends with back in the day who I'm friends with now. So, I think as adults we can sort of see that we were all children and, we had no idea what was going on in the homes of other people. So, so reflecting on a lot of that stuff and reflecting on, the relationships I've had, I've been very fortunate that, I haven't had a lot of boyfriends, but of the boyfriends I've had, I'm friends with them still today. And so that's always a comfort. I don't ever like to hurt anybody. There were times when I did, when I was younger, I hurt people. And I try not to do any damage now. But that isn't true of all people. Some people can cause you hurt and damage your heart and just not give a crap. Like they're like, I don't care. And I never want to be a person like that. And I want to keep those kind of people out of my life. I'm usually a pretty good judge of who's going to do that. And, sometimes I'm not a good judge of it. And I haven't been recently. So I'll be definitely on the watch to make sure that doesn't happen again, so that I'm not, sitting and stewing and wondering and sad and, miserable because I've lost this good friend or the situation has changed or whatever. So, it's important to grow and it's important to do the work, the hard work. And I was sort of tying that to this whole foot thing. It's hard work for me to sit still. That's hard work. But it's necessary in order for me to heal. And it's also necessary for me to do this spiritual work so that I can clear out those cobwebs, clear out those things which are holding me back from bringing more light and love into this world. So, if you have something to fix, trust me, it sucks. But if you do the work, this too shall pass. And people, if you ask them to send you light and love, they will. And it's so amazing. They sent me videos and memes and private pictures and funny quotes, and it really just uplifted my spirit and reminded me that I'm really not alone, even if I feel alone. So we raise our vibration by being thankful. That's the number one thing you can do to raise your vibration. And so I go to bed raising my vibration because I've been so blessed by the kind people who have helped me get through today. And, put my mask on so that I can then put the mask on others. So I'm wishing all of you all light and love, and have a great night or day whenever you're watching this. Be well. Bye-bye.